in the fourth industrial revolution, a digital age marked by groundbreaking technologies such as artificial IoT and blockchain to derive own edtech solutions that cater to the needs of Nigeria's very diverse population. For example, Nigerian-based U-Lesson provides quality curriculum-aligned content for students in Nigeria and beyond through its mobile and web platforms. So that's just one example. There are many. Similarly, Eneza Education, based in Ghana, focuses on providing readily available low-tech solutions aligned to the local curriculum. Given the high data costs across the continent, Eneza provides its revision notes and materials through low data web solutions. So we've given one example in Nigeria, another in Ghana. In Kenya, eLimu also provides low-cost materials for teachers, students, and parents in line with the curriculum. Again, using SMS for maximum accessibility. Technology Development Agency, NITDA. We understand the importance of integrating technology at every level of society. And this is to foster accessible and inclusive learning. So within Nigeria, for example, the e-learning sector is poised to reach $107.9 million by the end of 2024. That's the size. Additionally, gamified learning also plays a critical role in engaging student engagement, making learning more interactive and efficient. So IoT is another critical. As the national IT regulator and advisor, NITDA plays a key role in accelerating the integration of technology at every level of society to equip citizens with the skills needed to support the growth of Nigeria's burgeoning digital economy. Our strategic roadmap and action plan specifically highlights the national goal of achieving 70% digital literacy level in Nigeria by 2027, because the future of education in Nigeria lies from embedding digital literacy in the curriculum. We also have a program for the informal sector. So the informal sector really speaks to our citizens at the grassroots across the various local governments in Nigeria. So we have a partnership with the National Youth Service Scheme, and takes its rightful place in the global digital economy. I wish us all a very successful conference, and thank you once again for having us.
Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause one more time for Dr. Ahmed Tambuwal. I don't like the way we are clapping. Can we clap better? Indeed, technology plays a very vital role, and what a very beautiful work that NIDA is doing to actually ensure that every single Nigerian, every ordinary Nigerian is that indeed every single Nigerian is abreast with technological practices. Once again, a very well done to the NIDA, the National Information Technology Development Agency of Nigeria. Please, one more time, a round of applause.
And from his presentation?
Many thoughts stood out from his presentation, but one.
And it's all technology that brought this R1 into our system. If you look at in Nigeria today, what do we need to spend over $11 billion annually to import non-essential items that we don't need? For example, I'll give you, I work for Olam, I'm a consultant with Olam, I handle their business in northern Nigeria. Today, every year, the flour industry imports almost 4 million metric tons. Metric tons of wheat is what we import annually, but we don't grow 200,000 metric tons of wheat in Nigeria. It's a shame. And all is required on wheat production is all about technology. Can we produce the right seedlings that is required that you can reproduce? The problem with wheat farming is that most of the seeds cannot be reproduced. So can you use your funds to do something that you can do, just like the case of Gawal R1 in rice? So most of us, we use our funds for just negatively. It's not that we are not using it negatively, Lekki. In Lekki, they are saying that almost all the youth around Lekki, what they are engaged in, they spend almost 7-8 hours on laptops or on their phones. But are we using it judiciously? The answer is no. Most of it is tilted towards either 419 or doing some other things that are not helping us. And that is why our name is being spoiled around the world. But I'm charging you as youth, since this is an educational for youth, and we are saying we want to charge ourselves. Let's use our phones positively. And please, let's use it the way it's supposed to be used. I've given you testimonies. I'll also give you another powerful story. Importation has been open to so many tires. They were producing only 4 types of tires. Suddenly, during Babangida's regime, it was liberalized. Everybody can bring tires. So people started bringing a lot of Tokumbo vehicles and also Tokumbo tires and also other types of tires. They could not use technology to improve and produce this right of. They are only producing tires for Peugeot, Volkswagen, those cars that are produced in Nigeria. But technology has gone ahead to change that. Two things, policy and technology has gone ahead to change it. But today, why is Dunlop? Dunlop is no longer to be found. Yes, they are in Nigeria. Whether they are active or they are not active, nobody knows. Some people say they are in Ghana. But that is what is called institutional blindness. I think they did not do it well to the extent they have now left. So for me, honestly, I'm charging all of us, if people in the country can do it, the youths here, you can also do it. Who says you cannot be among the first $10 billionaires in the next 10 years to come or in the next 5 years to come? And most of the time, the problem we have as youths is we don't use we use our phones wrongly. Now, if you charge yourself, and the other thing, people ask themselves, how do I start business? Most of you here seated here will say, I don't have money to start business. Yes, who cares? Who will give you money? About 300,000 to 400,000 naira daily. Similarly, when I was introducing our animal feed business, we imported some fish feed called Acalis from Brazil. I was doing fish. I met a guy in Ijebode who has 365 ponds of fish ponds. Every day in his life, he harvests 1 pond, and that 1 pond gives him Nobody, if you, I don't know how many people knows Dairu Mangal here, but he's called the fifth individual rich man because he has money, but nobody knows the, before now, if you import anything into Cotonou, even if it's a flight that cannot fly, all of us, we must be dollar billionaires in the next 10 years. I want, by next year, let's celebrate ourselves. Maybe one of us will be in the billion league using technology. So I think the power of money is what the youth needs. So, and I think I've given you good testimonies of where people can be. If you look at the power of negotiation, you look at Aliko Dangote, you look at the Samad, you look at why they are. Today they've positioned themselves that nobody will beat them. To the extent Aliko is now positioning himself, he must enter among the first dollar billionaires in the whole world for a Nigerian to be on our side. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Saidu. Thank you so much for that section. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to do something very simple for me. Please, can you bring out your phone? Bring your phone out and look at your phone. Have you brought it out? Look at that phone as if you're talking to someone. And command that phone, tell that phone, see, if the name of your phone is Samsung, iPhone, anything, call it by it. Thank you so much, ma'am. Isn't she looking so beautiful and radiant today? Isn't she? Amazing. Next, our next panelist, he is the R&D coordinator of Nigerian Tulip International Colleges. He is Mr. Mubashir Shazad, PhD. Please, can we put our hands together as he comes on stage? Thank you so much, sir. Our next panelist is the Senior Instructional Technology and Innovation Lead, Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC. He is Mr. Idris Oladipo. Please, can we put our hands together as he comes on stage? Okay, he will join us shortly. And our last panelist for today's conversation, is Mr. Ibrahim Abdullahi, PhD. He is
to divide this session into three segments. The first would be on future of EdTech in Africa. And all of the panelists are going to speak on this. First, we're going to start with the lady first. So, Engineer Vivian, what do you think is the role of artificial intelligence, machine learning, playing in education in Africa? I mean, especially in ameliorating the state of education currently in Nigeria. Did you get my question? I can rephrase.
Yes, I did. Thank you very much for that question. When it comes to what is currently pertaining with the educational sector, with regards AI and emerging technologies, I would say most of the things that were listed by the first speaker from NIDA is actually ongoing, especially the personalized learning programs, courses, and platforms. So thanks to the LLMs we have available and developers making use of these LLMs to different APIs and all that, we have like personalized systems where courses and learning curriculums can be designed particularly for a particular set or cluster of children or cluster of students. I don't know if you guys have heard of RAG LLMs, which are retrieval augmented generation LLMs. And these are personalized chatbots and chat assistants where you connect your personal data. So if
when we talk about AI, we don't talk about today. We talk about tomorrow. We talk about future. And when we talk about future, we need to, like our able speaker said earlier, that we are at the education and technology. And we know that in Nigeria and generally in Africa, over 600 million mobile connections have been connected. Connectivity. So it shows that based on AI, we can generate mobile-based learning solutions, mobile-based learning platforms. You know that in Africa, statistics report that over 80 million children are out of school. From the emerging AI technology to it. When we say stakeholder, it has planned to fund $1.2 billion. And the market in Africa is very huge, very huge. So as one of the speakers already mentioned, that it will reach by the end of 2024 $1.5 billion in educational technology, which we call EdTech. So integrating AI to our future plans can lead us towards sustainable development in education.
Please, the mic. Okay, so can you, with very concrete statements, can you tell us how you think AI can improve education in Africa?
All right, thank you, and good morning. Yeah, according to the network index of Cisco, that is the virtual network index, there's a prediction of having ×3 the world population where smart gadgets will be connected to the current internet. So this brings us to the AI. So if you just put that into mathematics and better perspective, you have 8 billion people ×3, about 24-point-something billion gadgets connected. So just to buttress the point of Dr. Yahya Saidu, I was in the country and some village people that don't have phones, your cousins in China and India are already making the connections on your behalf. Because in this hall, you have so many people with their smart wristwatches, smart glasses, and everything. So it means you need to understand what you do. It's controversial, because without a foundation, the AIs cannot exist. So each and every one of us need to understand how he formed the team and partnership so that we can fully harvest the educational technology together with what we have to do in the future. So the concrete idea here is all of us need to belt up, stand up, to live up so that we will accept AI.
Right? Some of us have tried generating images on these AI platforms right now. Now, do you know that the power you need to actually generate that just one image on an AI platform is approximately the same power you need to charge your smartphone fully to full capacity? The power you need to charge your phone to full capacity, your chips, to actually generate just one image for you. So when you put all this into perspective, you see that the sectors that will be, the foundations that will be needed to power your AI platforms, those technologies are actually important. And big tech are thinking about them right now. So from an engineering perspective, people, they're looking at problems beyond just your applications. The applications that we run, the applications that education can use. They are looking beyond that. There is actually an energy crisis, and there is also like data center crisis going on. Because these technologies that your developers easily come with, the backbone, the technologies that power the backbone of these technologies are very, very important also. They are also a space. They are an opportunity space that most technologies don't even look at, especially in Nigeria. Data centers, then the energy to cool and maintain those data centers, sustainable energy to actually support those data centers. These are spaces that big technology companies like even your OpenAI are even going to. OpenAI just recently acquired. We as technologists, we don't actually think about these places, but when you think about, when you look at Africa as a space, it's glad to see that when I think of Africa, permit me to say, I would always refer to Nigeria, of course. If you look at our government, you can see that our government are even thinking in that direction. So we at the low level also, we should be thinking in those places. If you look at the National Artificial Intelligence Strategy document, the strategy that has been developed by the Federal Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy. If you look at that strategy, I employ anybody who is passionate about building technology, especially for education or any space whatsoever. You need to look at that document because that can give in building the infrastructure our AI in the country. Okay, so they are talking about expanding our fiber optic connectivity from 35 kilometers right now. We are presently at 35 kilometers. The plan is to expand it in a few years to 125 kilometers. So if we have that level of connectivity, you know what that does for the speed. You know AI, from what I've just said, and the energy condition and speed, you know how that will improve speed of connectivity. Okay, so it's a good thing to see that our country is actually even looking in that direction. So from an energy perspective, Nigeria is actually thinking about it, and we as the developers, we at the middle or bottom line of the technology food chain, we should be thinking in that direction. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we're going to be seeing more futures for education in Nigeria through engineers. Also, there's this thing they call the Internet of Things, right? So integrating that now, it improves, the learning environment and also the LMS and all of those things engineers come up with to, enhance teaching and learning. Yesterday I was in a conference and then an engineer did a presentation where something they call interactive digital systems now. They no longer use chalkboards and whiteboards. It's like a TV screen. And then the instructor, it's like what he's saying is displaying on the screen, then he's also writing on the same, like a TV. He's writing, and what he's writing is integrating digitally with what's on the screen. Isn't that wonderful? Let's give another applause to engineering. Engineers are doing wonderful jobs improving educational outcome in Africa. So over now, we'll move over destroying your name. Am I pronouncing it correctly? All right, all right. How do you think that digital tools and online platforms impact access to education, particularly in remote areas, as underserved areas in Africa?
The example of U-Lesson. U-Lesson was an initiative taken by Nigeria, some Nigerians, youngsters. And if we equip them very well, they can bring some soft change. Equipping them with the gadgets which are low cost, like providing them handheld printers, etc. These are some examples. So providing each teacher a laptop, gadget, a book. Like we are going to gradually integrate them in our modern day of teaching and learning environment. Now the traditional way of teaching and learning is wiping out. And yes, the infrastructure issues, energy crisis, they remain there. And the industrialists should work on it again. But we are not going to stop, we are going to move forward. And when we talk about the solutions for rural area, we must also consider that there are opportunities and there are NGOs, those who are willing to spend. What they need is a solid idea. What they need a solid initiative, a discussion, an innovative startup that can help teaching and learning at that place. If you go to internet and you browse who won the Cambridge Best Teachers Award in 2023, you will be surprised. The Cambridge Best Teacher Award goes none other than a Nigerian teacher who was in Lagos. Please give a round of applause for him. So he was living in a rural area in Lagos, nearby Lagos, and this man, just during the COVID, did not stop teaching to his students. He prepared a self-built school, and he assisted the students during that period. And Cambridge internationally nominated him as the best teacher. So the thing is that where we are standing now is the time to decide. If we do not decide now, then tomorrow we can harness. Now
and improve.
Thank you. The first among the challenges is the technology acceptance. It's so nice that the Edu conferences are actually driven with the lovers of technology, but the average educators need to be spoken to. And we also need to introduce a change of mindset using what we call, or breaking what to own a mobile phone, that to have a mobile phone, that to have a pipe-borne water running around houses, particularly in the rural areas. So that means that we can as well change the mindset of people to accept technology, to understand the benefits of using technology, to also drop the fear and the negative narrations about technology. And when we do that, we can see a change that people can actually accept. We also need to push so much in breaking the positive news about Africa that sees the ill of technology even before they know what it is for. The simplest example is the gas cooker. You remember so many people will tell you, no, it's not possible for me to have gas cookers in my house because we learned that it will be explosive, it's going to kill people. It's the